Keep raining till the evening, huh? Well, that means we probably have the midnight channel, but before that, we have exams. Yeah, see, that feels like a very Japanese school thing. I'm pretty sure my schools never did anything like that. Exam results were usually a private thing. And exam results are a huge deal in Japan. Especially the end of high school exams, which thankfully our characters don't have to worry about because none of them are seniors. Hey, it's the Puppet Man again. We already have that book. I mean, you could just, put the book in your bag or something. Ah, Kokoro. Yeah, I know about this one, and I only know about it because of Daigakuten Saiban, the prequel to Ace Attorney. Yeah, apparently the Yamazaki has left Capcom, so pretty sure Ace Attorney's completely dead now. Narukami-chan, that's a weird thing to say, but not nearly as weird as Gary Stu-chan. So yeah, Soseki Natsume is a famous Japanese author, but he's also a character in the Ace Attorney prequels. And weirdly, he's like the closest equivalent to Larry Butts the prequel series has. So, this is actually the right answer. Yes, he translated it as "The moon is beautiful, isn't it?" And then people doxed him for not doing a literal translation. Oh wait, the internet didn't exist yet. And yeah, I Could Die was actually a real translation as well. It just goes to show that, yeah, translating things for different cultural contexts has always been a thing. It's not just exclusively a Japanese into English thing, like some people like to think. And like, to be honest, I kind of feel like complaints about translations aren't nearly as common for other languages like French and stuff like that. And something that is also important to note is that Japanese gamers complain about bad Japanese translations of English games just as much as we complain about English translations of Japanese games, so I did like a piece on that for one of my language classes, I think, and like I ended up concluding that basically Japanese and Western gamers are really not so different.
Hey Chie, I bought you a new copy of that Trial of the Dragon flick.
Only like over a month late.
It was the Greatest Punches version for 980 yen. If I knew then, I'd just replaced it instead of buying you grilled steak.
This is clearly getting closer.
I want to say thunderstorm weather is exclusive to Golden, but I'm not sure.
Huh? What are you, scared of a little lightning?
Quiet, you! I'd be a goner if even one of those things hit me.
You're freaking out way too much.
Yosuke, you're the one weak to electricity. You're the one who should be freaking out.
Come on, shouldn't weather like this help with your kung fu training? A bolt of lightning would hit and it'd give you the inspiration for a new move. There was a scene like that in your DVD, wasn't there?
You jerk! You don't even care how I feel! If lightning has to strike someone, let it be this guy! Huh? Is this a blackout?
That's what you get for saying that stuff, Chie.
Well, at least it didn't hit him, then the lightning would have got a one more.
Looks like I better hurry up and head to work. Depending on how produce sells today, I might get a little bonus in my pay for the week. This weather may keep customers away, but I gotta do my best if I'm gonna save up for a motorcycle.
Okay, yeah, this scene probably is Golden exclusive if he's talking about motorcycles.
It's from my manager. Hello?
Yosuke-kun? Some of the power in the store is out after that lightning strike.
That better not be in the meat department.
Could you come in early today? All the refrigerated shelves have stopped running.
It was.
It's looking like we'll have to close up the produce section early today.
Wait, what? But my pay!
Anyway, I need you here to help deal with this mess. I'm counting on you. Goodbye.
Well, call that karma for being an insensitive jerk to Chie.
Wait!
What are you looking at me for?
Why did this have to happen?
Hey, Yukiko, can we just go home?
Chie, do you know this story? A girl forgot her homework, so she snuck into school in the middle of the night, but she suddenly needed to use the bathroom. She ventured into the girls' room where all the lights were off. No one should have been there, but in the mirror...
Hold it right there! What are you talking about?
Huh, it's a ghost story. I thought you liked them.
Yeah, but why tell it now?
For Yukiko, it's always time for ghost stories. So, really? Yeah, comfort her is the best option here. It actually does give you points towards her, and the matching persona bonus for Chariot still applies. So, I forgot to mention that.
Why don't you just have him escort you back home, Chie?
You need a Chariot persona for today.
Are you making fun of me?
Well, yeah, with how freaked out you are, can you blame me?
You're the one whose entire meat section is gonna go off.
Oh, the power's back! Come on, Yukiko, let's go home!
I don't know if those extra points for the matching persona are necessary, because we did get a decent amount of points from her last rank up. And that icon there means the TV listing's just updated. Today at school, the student who sent the love letter is right outside our classroom. Yeah, it's really storming today. And so that's part 2 of that quest. Telling her we read it gets her angry enough to go out and confess to that person immediately. And with that, I'm pretty sure we have nothing else to do today except Mega Beef Bowl. Although, are you saying anything different? Nah, just the same thing. You know, rumors about the Midnight Channel. So, I think something will happen if we go into the Velvet Room again. Yes, it will. Prepare yourself.
Seafoam, listen to my voice. My shouting, bellowing voice. Here I am, pouring my blood into my words, yelling at the very edge of the world. I am the Little Mermaid, unable to return. The Little Mermaid, fated to foam. The Little Mermaid.
Yes, appears to be. That was certainly a bit less conventional than that random one that she was writing when she was with us. Yes, difficult to comment on is right.
I said no.
So this is one missed opportunity that I find. While Marie's poems are all fully voiced, her reactions to you reading them are not, unlike in Persona Q. Yes, how could you tell? I'm sure there was nothing suspicious at all about that being found on the floor. Not at all. I'm watching you, Margaret. So, I'm gonna go ahead and save, because the stats we're looking for from this beef ball are understanding, courage, and diligence. Okay, got a second try. That's not bad at all. You might notice we're very quickly running through our yen, even though we had quite a lot coming out of Yukiko's castle.
Welcome home!
No, we weren't, but certain someone was. So, Nanako has an exclamation mark, which means she's available tonight. And I have Angel. So that's good. We're actually gonna spend time with her. And this is the first time we're getting this message. We're forced to do a generic spend time event with her. Nanako is the one social link in the game that requires a spend time between rank 1 and rank 2. Thankfully, we will rank up next time. But it's admittedly kind of insane to max out Justice. I would highly recommend always doing Justice whenever the guide tells you to, even if you're not too strict about following it. So we're getting closer and closer to exams.
Oh, hello? It's me, Chie.
And today, we are actually going to accept this. Because this one's going to lead straight to Chariot rank 4. Sometimes these Sunday calls with social links don't lead to rank ups, they lead to unique scenes. We don't see many of these. I mostly know Takeshi is the Japanese name of Brock from Pokemon.
That's not it!
Ah yes, the group names that children who play together always have. Although I admit Vanguards of the Lunch Revolution is pretty cool. No, we are the amazing TV investigators now. So this one, unfortunately, has another courage locked option, so we have to pick B.
Huh?
Which doesn't give as much point as C. It doesn't really slow down the progression of this rank, though. Up until middle school, what happened then?
Wait!
If you were with us, you'd know that she doesn't like being asked that question. I feel like we won't exactly say hi, we'll more say, hey, we ran into that jerk. And here is yet another courage-locked option. But the fallback option here is actually A. This part of the social link was always interesting to me because Takase himself doesn't really get that much attention outside of a few ranks of this link. I feel like there's a lot more they could go into there. But at rank 4, Chie learns Ice Boost. Really, I don't find this to be all that great, especially since the best ice skill she gets is the single target 3rd tier one, and that's via a lot of going out of your way.
Let's head home. See you later.
I generally don't use Ice with Chie that much. Like I've said, I really only use them for knockdown, so I don't really care much about Ice Boost. That one's a social link skill that I tend to replace. All alone. I'm so... Fates has ruined that phrase for me forever.
made flowers at school yesterday. They said today is Mother's Day. My teacher told us that's a day when you give your mom flowers.
Mother's Day is the second Sunday in May, and weird thing is, Australia has the same Mother's Day as most other countries do, but Father's Day is completely different in Australia compared to America. I learned that the hard way from Batman Arkham City, I think it is, for the Calendar Man Easter eggs.
I don't have a mom, so I don't know what to do with these flowers. Huh? Oh, you mean the family altar? Dad always puts food there. He said it gets to Mom in heaven. Do you think my flowers will get to her too? I did a really good job on mine. My teacher said they were pretty too. I wonder if my mom will be happy to get them. You should make a flower too, Big Bro. Then we can celebrate Mother's Day together. We did it!
We can still read, though. And today we're going to read Beginner Fishing again. So I wonder if that force spend time with Nanako earlier is actually to make sure that you can't get rank 2 before that scene happens. That's probably the case now that I think about it. And guess what? It's exam time. You know, I wonder what's harder, this or trying to catch a murderer. Considering how brutal school is in Japan, I'm honestly not sure which one is harder. Hey, cheer up, they're still late for school, guy. He makes everyone feel better. So, the one thing that I don't like about exams in P4, they don't have that unique theme they did in P3. I love P3's exam song, it was really catchy and actually made you look forward to exam time. But anyway, it's mostly just reiterations of questions that you've had in class earlier, so we're going to answer all of these correctly, because doing so will impact our final score. That and, this one's from quite a while ago. That and your knowledge stat is going to impact the final score. And a better final score means better points from all of your school social links. It also means we get to get through the calendar really quickly because they skip through all these days. Now I remember this one. I'm going to try and do as many of these from memory as I can rather than just checking guides. Sometimes they change things up a little bit. This one doesn't require you to remember the answer, but rather part of the question. But it's Soseki Natsume. I'm actually not sure if those other two are real authors, they probably are. Soseki Natsume is also the reason why Morgana uses the pronoun wagahai in the Japanese version of Persona 5. Because, like, cats using wagahai as a pronoun has become a thing ever since he wrote wagahai wa neko de aru, which, speaking of translations, is also one where you do a completely literal translation and you lose all of the meaning. Also, who said this? Yaldabaoth actually was Pythagoras. Really though, it was that guy posing as Pythagoras. And this one's a bit of a trick question. You have to remember what the teacher said afterwards, not what the actual question was, but it's Olympus Mons. I remember, like, long before I first played this game, I saw all of these answers out of context when I was reading through the Mac Social Links guide. So it was like, it doesn't tell you the questions, it just tells you the answers. So, like, it was like, oh, Olympus Mons. And I remembered Olympus Mons because it was mentioned in one Magic School Bus episode. Yeah, that's not the highest, bonus there. If it says the answers appear to be flying from your hand or something,
It's finally over.
that is when you've achieved the best possible rank.
Ooh, what a load off. I bet every student feels like this after exams are over.
You know, even now that I'm an adult, I still love that feeling you get when exams are over.
Hey, quiet down! So what did you write for number 7? The one about what that referred to in the sentence?
I put her sorrowful expression.
Oh, crap. Then I got it wrong. I put the rice cakes on top of the table.
To be fair, Japanese is a very, very ambiguous language, and they'll often use things like that, and it's often very intentionally vague what they refer to, which is particularly brutal when you're translating mysteries, when the vagueness has to be maintained.
Rice cakes? Wait, was that what the story was about?
All right, I'm giving up on composition. I'm gonna bet it all on geography.
I personally never liked high school geography all that much because you'd think it's supposed to be about, like, the natural world, but it turned out to be mostly about society. I always found that confusing.
What did you choose for the tallest mountain in the solar system?
Well, you can actually, choose any of these, but we're gonna be truthful here.
Seriously? I chose the wrong one!
I think no matter what you say, she always says she chose the wrong one.
Oh, I put that one too.
Whoa, you too? And it's probably the right answer. Boy, I can't wait for our grades to be posted out in the hall where everyone can see them. Jeez.
Hey, did you hear? A TV station's filming here in town.
They're probably just doing more stuff about that hanging corpse case.
Hi there, random NPC voiced by Sam Riegel. Get used to that. It's both Sam Riegel and Derek Stephen Price voice pretty much every nameless boy NPC in this game.
No, it's not that. You know the highway nearby? They're gonna cover those biker gangs that hang around there. A friend of mine goes to the biker meetings sometimes. I heard it from him.
Dude, what are you doing hanging out with a guy in a biker gang? Well, anyways, what do you think about tomorrow's group blind date? We were gonna meet outside, but it's gonna rain soon, right? Won't it be better to play it safe tomorrow, too?
Biker gang?
Oh, yeah. They raise a ruckus from time to time. I guess your place is too far away to hear them.
We live right by the road. The noise can drive you insane.
Yeah, they're called Borsouzoku, or Wild Riding Gangs in Japanese, which is also the Japanese name of the biker trainer class in Pokemon.
I hear some guys at this school are part of it, too.
Yeah, I know there are some rumors about a first-year student here who's a total hellraiser. One of the guys working at Jeunesse said the dude's been a legend ever since middle school. Although, was he in a biker gang?
Did you say he was a legend?
It's not what you think, Yukiko.
The legendary thug, I guess. But wherever rumors are abound, so too is the Midnight Channel, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on this whole situation as it unfolds. But exams are over and we're free, or, well, actually we go pretty much back to the normal routine. But today there is a couple of things we can do. We can, I think we should be able to speak to you about your hobbies again. And that is the final piece of information we needed to hear, so if her admirer is in class right now, and I have a feeling he may not be, but on our way we can talk to her. So, without really trying, we managed to help this girl find love. And as a result, she'll give lots of money to the fox, just as planned. So that completes the quest, but reporting back to the Fox to rank up, as I've said before, will take up time. And yeah, he's not here. We'll have to report Girl on the Rooftop a bit later. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is we're going to spend time with Ayane.
Senpai!
That is one considerable difference between the two cultural club social links, is that Ayane is younger than the protagonist, while Yumi is in the same... I think she's in the... Actually, is she older? I've already forgotten. Oh, it always says, you played your trumpet with passion. Oh, hey, expression up, nice. That is on time with when the guide ranks up expression. There's still a few people behind, including one girl who looks almost exactly like the metalworking fan. Okay, the N there means that's probably a park. I think. Could be wrong about that, but there are a lot of parks that have N at the end of their names.
I'm sorry.
Some people think that this girl sounds like Mikan Tsumiki from Danganronpa, I think, but I don't think it's the same voice actress. I know that she's Stephanie Shea.
Yes.
And apparently Ayane has the same voice actress as Margaret, which would be kind of impressive. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that does sound pretty amazing. I kind of painfully identify with Ayane here. It's just, for people who have self-esteem issues, you can do 90% of tasks you're given right, and all it takes is to be told that you did one thing wrong, and suddenly none of that matters.
Oh, Senpai.
This time, we actually have to say forget about it today. Well, there might be a last-minute substitution. No, that's not true. So as much as it sounds like this is what would get at the heart of her social link later, this is what we have to say for now.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes you have to think about what would make the person happy in the moment, rather than, like, predicting in advance where their arc is going to go. That's definitely something that trips up people for Emperor back in Persona 3. Because, like, there, it's kind of obvious to anyone genre-savvy that he's eventually going to be less of a Knight Templar about catching rule breakers, but at the start of the link, you basically have to agree with him every time he says, people who break the rules must be harshly punished.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Hidetoshi's kind of a weird social link in that game, because I think he's still the social link for female, and he does admit to liking her at the end of the social link, but it's not an official romance option. I think that's the case with Bebe as well. Of course, anyone who hasn't played Persona 3 won't know what I'm talking about there. Often, groceries. Yes, we go there for groceries. And to take advantage of Yosuke's employee discount. Oh, right, that's not what you were talking about. This is something important to keep in mind. We need to look for Adachi at the Junes food court and see if he's slacking off. That is our mission from Dojima. And today we're actually going to do something kind of interesting with our nighttime. We're going to make lunch for tomorrow. So making lunch is a mechanic that we're only just being introduced to. If you make a good meal, you can share it with a social link at lunchtime to get bonus points with them for the next day. And for all of them, you get asked a question, and if you get this wrong, you lose the dish entirely. Simmer with a drop lid is the correct answer here. There's a trophy/achievement for making 5 perfect meals, so this will be our first one towards that. Making lunch is only available on very specific days. Usually Nanako will tell you. She'll say something like, I went shopping and the fridge is full of food. And today we're going to invent Daisuke. Yes, we're going to invent, well actually isn't there like a type of like appliance called Daisuke, like a brand? Now I have this worrying feeling that I missed having a strength persona for this, and if I don't get relationship will become closer soon, I'm going to be kind of annoyed.
This is good.
Turns out that you wasn't kidding about being good at cooking. Hey, there we go, relationship will become closer soon. That's pretty much all we needed. And we still have that daycare job, but today we're going to do something a little different. That guy's still not back, though. We're going to head into town. Because remember that thing that Dojima told us before? It turns out, and while we're here, we can see if you have any new vegetables for us. I might have forgotten some vegetables earlier. Return daikon, man, may as well buy that. It's basically the same effect as Goho M. Here's Adachi.
Oh.
The 3 words that he dreads most in the entire world.
This sucks. Oops.
Pretty good place to interrogate people, yes. Not slack off. But you know, we have nothing to do, we may as well keep him company. Now there are some things to do.
You're right.
I mean, admittedly, considering P5, there is a lot more to do in the city. Well, I mean, things are certainly busier now. What, you know, like you're doing right now?
Sorry.
Why were we nervous? We're not involved with that at all. Well, we've kind of already seen the track record. But you know what this means? Like Aeon, Jester is a new social link added in Persona 4 Golden. And like Aeon, it uses an alternate form of an existing Tarot Arcana, but this one's not from the Thoth deck. In this case, Jester is just an alternate translation of the Fool Arcana. And it carries very similar symbolism. But in my research, I noticed a few things about the Fool Arcana that I felt actually applied pretty well to Adachi. In old Italian decks, the Fool was often depicted as a beggar. This could represent Adachi being a very low-ranked police officer with a minimal salary. The more interesting part to me is how the Fool card works in tarot card games. In some games, the Fool acts as an excuse card that is always a valid play for any trick, but also always loses. What this basically means is that if you're faced with a hand that would otherwise force you to play one of your better cards, you can play the full card to get out of having to play a card that round. I just think this fits really well with Adachi being a slacker who always uses excuses to dodge work. Though I don't think this was intentional on the part of the developers. Personas of this Arcana act as a bit of a counterpart to the Aeon ones, in that they can usually only be fused by triangle spread, and tend to focus on dark skills to complement Aeon's lights. But another common theme I noticed is that Personas of this Arcana tend to have solid stats in everything except luck. In terms of their mythology, there's a bit of an interesting theme going on with these ones, because a lot of them are figures that are either commonly misunderstood, or were outright demonized by rival religions. For example, Gur is a demonized version of the Hindu Garuda. As a social link itself, Adachi is a very strange one. As you'd expect from a slacker like him, he has no set schedule at all. The only way to tell he's available is to check if he's available. Not only that, but it's the only social link in the game to be both a day and a night social link. What time you have to meet with him depends on the rank, although generic spend time events with him always happen during the day at Junes. At night, he'll be at the South Shopping District. Like Aeon, Jester also has deceptively low point requirements for ranking up, but don't be fooled, some of its ranks are gated off by story progression because Adachi's free time heavily depends on how much the case has progressed.
Well, you know...
Don't mind us, just two NPCs getting stuck on each other. Nothing to see here.
See ya.
Sure we won't. Wonder what the deal is with him and that old woman. Well, we certainly got a major bonus out of doing a random task for Dojima.